Hello, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Pray everybody is having a wonderful, blessed Sunday. All right. So I'm doing Soulful Sunday a little late today. Typically, I try to do it earlier in the day um, and not at night. I try to reserve night just for Tuesday and Thursday. And the other days, though the time I come in is surprising, I still try to come in a little earlier in the day because usually these lives aren't going to be long. I don't set out for them to be long. But hey, sometimes it happens. So thank you guys for joining me on this Soulful Sunday. I have got to figure out why my computer continues to just randomly go dark. Um, I have a new laptop to switch over to, but it's not as simple. But yes, please hit thumbs up if you're in the building. Hit thumbs up if you're in the skybox. Hit thumbs up if you're in the bushes. Hey, Modest Nation, send me that lipstick. I sure will. Email me your address and I will get it to you. It is Merlot by Lip Bar. But yes, ma'am, email me an address and I will get it to you. It'll be in the mail this week. I can promise you that. Hey, Mr. Joker UK Gaming, how are you? CeeLo, what it do? How are you? How are you? So yeah, Soulful Sunday. Topic: new content creator. Is it worth the price of admission? So my first live was, well, not even live. My first upload was Mother's Day of this year. I think that was May 10th, I believe. Um, Early part of May. I know that. So I am June, July, two months in now, and I've witnessed a lot. I did a lot of researching before coming to take money to make money. Most definitely. But when I talk about the cost of admission, I'm not even talking about what we've put into the channel. As far as like my husband creating me my own little studio spot, my own little space. Not talking about, hey, Silky Black, love the name. Not talking about buying mics or streaming systems or green screens that I hadn't even used yet. Like, still have a whole green screen in a box with lights and camera and action, and just could probably do a whole full production. Hadn't even used that yet. Not talking about any of those things, but talking about the things that I researched beforehand, and I knew that could be issues like troll pages, friendships, or relationship issues, or content creator issues. I mean, I've been on social media since 2010, and so I'm aware of how grungy it can get. I'm aware of how dangerous it can be. I'm aware of how dirty it can be. But there comes a time that you have to make a solid decision about who you are, what your platform is about, and how you're going to stay on that path. This week alone, I saw a lot of things that I didn't agree with, a lot of things that I didn't like. Hi, Cocoa Butter. A lot of things that I didn't care for, a lot of topics that were demeaning to women, especially women of color, coming from people of color, things that is my natural um, intuition, my natural, not even intuition, it's my natural, hi, it's all hi there, how are you? It's my natural knee jerk reaction to respond to some things. Um, but I haven't. One, because it's not about me, but I've never been one to think, well, if the person's not talking about me, then it doesn't matter. Nah, some stuff is just, it just shouldn't be. Some stuff just shouldn't happen. Um, I've said time and time again, um, and I'll say that even here on this platform, I am a child advocate. I am a disability advocate, difference ability advocate. I don't like bullies. I'm one that can stand my own, hold my own ground. I don't have to have anyone to support me. But I don't like bullies. Um, I've never believed in picking on people or bullying people around. It's just not who I am. And even growing up, I would be the one that would stand in front of someone when the bully thought they were going to pick on them. And I like to say 5'4" um, in height, uh, give or take an inch and a half. Um, but yeah, that's been me my entire life. Silky Black says, I feel things would be better if people just stick to created content, actual content like before. Silky Black, I agree. And first, thank you for coming in. Like I don't even know if I'm pretty good with like remembering the names of people that I have subscribed to. So I will be sure to make sure we're connected on my end if we are not. I didn't share this out either, y'all. Shame on me. If you guys don't mind, if you have the ability to share out, please share out. I didn't share out at all. Um, but I'm just a firm believer that some things are off limit. My Facebook page has been public for a while now because I don't have anything to hide. I'm proud of my family. When I say what I say, I mean what I say. If I said it once, I can say it twice. Um, Something I said 10 years ago may not apply now. I literally just saw a post, and I think I talked about it less than a month ago, where 2 years ago it was about some egg rolls that were, and I love egg rolls, but it was loaded baked potato stuffed egg rolls. And I was like, why would anybody mix these two things together? That's horrible. That was 2 years ago. I looked at it this year and I was like, it looked like it might be good. We change, we evolve. So I'm not one of those that's worried about something that I may have said um, 10 years ago in 2010. Um, Heck, in 2010, I was a totally different person anyway. Um, Definitely different from who I was in 2007, 2008. A lot of growing to do. Still have a lot of growing to do. Um, there was something else that goodness, it was something else that having my youngest daughter. Hey, BBK. Modest Nation said everyone use this platform to share their opinions. Some opinions we won't all agree with. Absolutely. And opinions are great. It's bullying and attacking that I don't care for. Hey, TR, thank you for coming in. It's bullying and attacking people that that I don't care for. And so when I ask the question, is it worth the cost of admission? We have to be careful about whose defense we run to. We have to be careful about the things that we get involved in. We have to be careful about the things that we speak out on. And we truly have to make sure that we evaluate if it's worth the cost of admission. Because keep in mind, though we can have our own opinion, and though we can, how is it, express our own opinion, because Derek said it best, it's YouTube, it's your platform. We have to be prepared for whoever doesn't agree, whoever feels we're lashing out at someone, whoever feels like there's so much additional stuff that comes with it. And so when researching YouTube, of course, it's social media. So yeah, you kind of know that you're putting yourself out there. But I don't know if we really realize how bad things can be. And so this weekend, and I can honestly say this weekend, probably since Friday, I've been visiting different chats, channels, just going, looking at suggested things. And I've seen some really mean things, some really grungy things involving children. And I'm a firm believer that you don't put children, like, children are off limits, your family off limits. When two adults have a disagreement, the two adults have a disagreement, but you don't bring children into the disagreement. I think that's one of the lowest things someone can do. And so to see it happen, it was just heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking. And to see that as a new content creator who's only 2 months in, who's very vulnerable, I can definitely say I'm vulnerable. And what I mean by vulnerable is I'm open, I'm honest, I'm authentic. What you see is what you get. I had my youngest host. Are you speaking of a specific issue on YouTube? I'm speaking of specific issues on YouTube. It's more than one. But just seeing how I've been looking at some history of YouTube. Thanks, Modest Nation. I've been looking at some history of YouTube, if that makes sense. So going to different live chats and then looking at some history. One thing I'm a firm believer in is coming to my own conclusion. Hey, Cindy Randall, coming to my own conclusion about things. Like, I don't, a good example, I can share this one with you without calling a content creator's name. But yesterday there was a conversation about Black women in their hair. And this conversation was, or this topic was led by a young man who is fairly, what's the word, popular on YouTube. He's very, he's in a great place, in my opinion, of leadership. Me too. So people tried to shut me up. Great place of leadership. Something that a lot of young men could actually look up to. Someone that a lot of young men that look like him can look up to. And did a topic about Black women in weave and perms, and putting perms in their, or relaxers in their children's hair. Now, mind you, I am a licensed hairstylist. And the things that came out of his mouth, hey, Shutterbug, thank you so much. The things that came out of his mouth was so disheartening. Such as, Black women putting a relaxer in their children's head because they're lazy. Well, that's not always the case. If my youngest daughter hadn't taught me anything, she's taught me how to keep my mouth off of people in how they choose to raise their children, the choices they choose to make with their children, the choices they choose to make in their own lives. Like, adults are adults and they can do things how they want to do things. So even he can say what he wants to say, but then there's the struggle for me on, is it worth the cost of omission? Do I address it from a positive perspective? Do I bring a different perspective to the table? Do I say, well, I had to put a relaxer in my daughter's hair at my oldest daughter's hair at 5, because one day after shampooing and trying to detangle, and she's very tender-headed, and even at 24 still very tender-headed, just don't like you really touching her scalp, looked up at me and said, "You're hurting me on purpose." And I wouldn't dare hurt her on purpose, but that's what it felt like to her as I'm trying to detangle her hair. My youngest daughter, who does have autism and sensory processing disorder, it's a fight to comb her hair. It's a battle. Now, I don't have a relaxer in her hair. I made a conscious decision not to put a relaxer in her hair after doing research, because there's certain things that they don't teach you about relaxers in hair school. But I'll never judge another mother for deciding to put a relaxer in their child's hair. No, it's not my job. My job as a stylist was to ensure that the children's hair stayed healthy if the mother felt it was time for a relaxer. And so it made me sad to see this person that speaks that the younger community actually holds so high, kind of degrade a situation and generalize some people that didn't need to be generalized. Just because a woman puts a relaxer in her child's hair, it doesn't mean she's lazy. It doesn't mean she's trifling. It doesn't mean she doesn't have time to do it. I spent 4 hours this morning, 4 hours detangling my daughter's hair. I can't wash it the way that, or shampoo it, shall I say, Miss Cox, I'll put 25 cents in the jar. Shampoo it the way that I would my other children, because again, we're talking about a daughter with different needs. So I have to use a shampoo that's like a foam that I brush through her hair. And then I have to, because she has 4C hair and beautiful hair. Do not get me wrong. It comes out of her scalp in the most beautiful coil. But guess what? That coil locks up. And when it locks up, there's really no like detangling it. You are either going to like cut through it and try to pull some pieces off and take your time, or you're going to actually cut it. And so just last year I had to cut her hair. And she was hurt. I was hurt. I cut my hair. Now, mind you, she can't talk. She's nonverbal. So I'm hurting. She's hurting. She can't express her hurt. Like, there's so much that comes attached with the woman in her hair. So for a man to sit back and attack whatever choice a woman makes for her hair, demean her, to say that if she gets it blonde like this or a little lighter than that, that means she's trying to be something else. No, how about my mother's hair actually came out her scalp this color? I just think sometimes we have to pick and choose our battles, but we don't have to. There's so many things going on in the Black community, and I apologize if this makes anybody uncomfortable. But again, my platform is a safe place for the uncomfortable but necessary conversations. So the one thing we're going to do is attack Black women and the choices that they make with their hair. I'm sorry, it's not okay. And every little girl, please hear me when I say this. And this is why I say, is it worth the cost of admission? Because this man has a following that could truthfully come and troll and try to come for me, try to come for my children, try to come for my house. Um, Walking purpose, Monica Miles. This isn't a girl stream, sweetheart. I apologize. There are other content creators in here. You're more than welcome to network, but it's not that type of stream. Um, I lost my train of thought. I apologize. So I'm full aware, basically, of the artillery, the arsenal of individuals that will defend him just because they rock with him, just because they roll with him. But it doesn't make what he said right. And I just talked about it, I think it was Saturday, when I said, be if everybody in your circle agrees with you, then you need to reevaluate your circle, because there needs to be someone in your circle that taps you and say, "Hey, that's not cool. That's not okay." Um, and it was disheartening again, because Black people aren't the only people that wear weave. We're not the only people that wear tracks in our hair. We're not the only people that change our hair color. Um, yeah, I'm blonde today, but if you go to my Facebook page, you will definitely see I am not my hair. That's why I call her Grace. I named her yesterday Grace. My hair can tell you a lot about what I'm going through. My hair can tell you a lot about how I feel. My hair can tell you so much about me, but I'm not my hair. I'm not my hair. It may be straightened some days. It may be in a fro some days. It may be wrapped up some days. It may be in braids some days. It may be purple. It has been purple before. And I have that right. It doesn't make me ghetto. It doesn't make me hood. Um, though I can be if I need to be. Not my preference, in the words of Tupac, the great late Tupac, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. So we have to think about, is it worth the cost of admission? Let me go back up a little bit just to look at the comments. Ooh. CeeLo in the house. Cindy Randall, don't you ever let anybody shut you up. It's all hot air. Children are always off limits. I don't believe in children. I don't. Children are always off limits, and bullying is off limits. Period. I don't care if it's adults or not. If it takes an army to attack someone, then that attack probably doesn't need to happen. If it takes multiple people to deal with one person, like, that doesn't make sense to me. But that's just me. Equal rights and justice. I'm good, Shutterbug. How are you? I'm sorry, Cindy. Praise God that you're strong. I hope you feel better soon. The BBK says, I'm tender-headed too. I'm telling you, my 24-year-old will cry. And she's just, I'll detangle it myself, mama. And when I see her detangle it, I'm looking, baby, she ain't got nowhere near the root, because she's natural. She went natural at 15 years old. And that before that, she had been saying, Monk, I go natural, Monk, I go natural. And I was like, when you turn 18, because you're never going to put that on me again. You're hurting me. I'll never forget it. It broke my heart. You're hurting me on purpose. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I didn't want to put a relaxer in her head, but what was I to do? And TR news and reviews that I can imagine. And I've considered dreading my daughter's hair, but people assume that dreads are so easy. Wrong assumption. Dreads are not easy. You have to make sure they're clean. You have to get them re-dreaded. You can't go rolling around on the floor like my daughter does with a lot of tumbling, because you can easily get stuff tangled in there that's hard to get out of. Like, so that's not the easy route. That's not what you run to when you're thinking, oh, well, she's tender-headed, she doesn't like you combing her hair, you should try this. No, that's not the route for that. Modest Nation said, I hate relaxers and I would not relax my daughter hair unless she asks for it. But that's my opinion. And my life, just the same, is your life and your time. Exactly. Like my youngest daughter, no. Now, mind you, again, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. So after years of doing relaxers, wearing gloves to put on relaxers, and no, you don't put a relaxer directly on the scalp. However, as the relaxer starts to break down the hair, it's going to eventually be on the scalp, period. There no ifs, ands, buts about it. And so it does damage hair follicles. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't, but it also gets in your system. Think about it. I have to wear gloves to apply it. So what does it do to your bare scalp? And you say, oh, well, you put Vaseline on it to protect it. Oh, okay. And that's the same reason why the morticians say when they have to pull this part of the scalp back or whatever, you can tell when women have gotten relaxers for years, because there's a different lining underneath all of this. So, okay. Cindy Randall said, my daughter begged me for a month when she was 12 and burned her hair. Aw. And black people hair, it straightens their hair. And white people hair, it curls its hair. Okay, so two different things though. But it should have. I don't understand. What is a relaxer? Okay, so close to what the BBK says. So a relaxer for, I won't even say black people hair. Someone with curly hair. So even if a white woman or a Latino woman is born with naturally curly hair, they can put a relaxer on and it's going to straighten it out. A perm is what black people refer to as a jerry curl or a wave nouveau, and it's what Caucasian or white people refer to to get their hair actually curly, but they're both used with perm rods either way. Just different solutions sometimes. But a relaxer can go on anyone's hair if it comes out of their scalp curly. Cindy Randall said, natural is the way to go till they are older. For some. And again, it depends on the child. There's been studies that kind of show that children do get cycles earlier due to chemicals in the hair. Girls, rather, due to chemicals in the hair. I know for a fact when I cut my hair in I've cut my hair several times. My hair just grows really fast. Because I actually just cut it December, and then I got a cut probably, I'm sure January. The last time I got a cut was like around March. My hair just grows fast. I get it from my mom and my grandmother. But when I initially cut it, it was because I liked Chrisette Michelle's hair. And I wanted my hair just like hers. I was not going team natural. No, I was going to go back to team perm or team relaxer when I got through rocking my style. However, for me, without sharing too much information, well, just being real, because we're talking about women and women hair, and that's the reason why men shouldn't say what women should do with their hair. My cycle started to be lighter, and I was like, surely this isn't the case. Started researching it, and guess what? That's how I found out that it causes little girls to start early. That's how I found out that it can affect the flow of a woman. Like this stuff gets into your system. CeeLo said tender heads are real. I agree. Don't judge. Miss Celia tried to girl, I can't. Miss Celia tried to tell Mister that the child's head hurt when she come, and he told her to shut up, and she said, "I can't. It hurt her." Thank you, Cindy. CeeLo says 4C for life, and then the other piece to that is, so like my daughter, she's 4C all over her head. There's no area that's not a 4C. And most times people have different textures of hair. My hair doesn't technically even hold a curl pattern. I have to make my hair curl, but I'm not 3 or can't think of what the other one is, but I'm what they would call a 4A pretty much, except for in the crown of my head that does curl. So that's pretty much like a 4C. And then in the back of my hair where it got shaved for my surgery, I'm a 4B. So my hair is 3 different textures. And that's my natural hair, but it's still thick, super thick. And imagine my child's hair who does curl, beautiful curl pattern, but double the amount of hair I have on my head. So she can't get one ponytail. One ponytail is not, no, not even for wash day. She can't get one ponytail unless I straighten her hair. And I'm not about to straighten her hair, or unless I possibly blow dry it out. Again, we're talking about a child with autism and sensory issues. She can't stand the dryer. She doesn't even like the sound of the comb or the brush on her head. And I try not to even use a comb. Most of the detangling I finger detangle. Silky Black, I plan on doing a live on sensory processing disorder. And I say that because one of there's enough stuff going on in my house for me to know about the entire DSM-5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I didn't know anything about sensory processing disorder until I had my youngest daughter. But it made me understand me and my oldest daughter. So though she's tender-headed, some of her issues were just sensory issues. Even with relaxers, she couldn't stand the feel, not it burning, the cream on her. Like it was just certain things that, in both of them the same way when it comes to spraying their hair, is like just makes them jump, and you're just spraying water. So it's, yeah, but I definitely will, just because it's something that I live with. Modest Nation said, CeeLo 4C for life. Yeah. I had to braid her hair every weekend. Girl, God bless you. I can't imagine braiding hair every weekend, taking it down. Like, it took us 4 hours to detangle today. And because she does go to behavior therapy, we're going to incorporate hair combing within her functional skills part of behavior therapy to help her just prayerfully overcome the touch, because my daughter literally gets chill bumps that are huge when you're trying to just brush it. Like, she doesn't like her scalp to be touched at all. Hi again, Walking Purpose, Monica Miles. Cindy Randall says combing is a trip. How dare say exactly. Shutterbuck said it's a woman's choice what they want to do with their hair. Exactly. Modest Nation says, I don't know about this because I talked about this once, and it's not an attack, but there's 2 sides of it. So what do you mean, Modest Nation, when you say there's not an attack? Okay. Hold on. You're absolutely right. It's not okay. Iseashia, I got this, babe. Continue your commentary. Oh, okay. You're okay, sugar. Bingo. Using the word lazy is a bit too much. Matter of fact, to be exactly Modest Nation. Um, I agree with you fully. Um, Wait a minute, y'all. I done seen Kunz. Hold on. Oh, Jesus. Let me go up a little bit. Okay, hold on. Definitely agree that the BBK agree you got this. Monetization, what do you mean? No problem. Yes, appropriate networking is okay. I know white people who do. Oh, okay. Mean about what? Monetization, you mentioned there were two sides to this. The hair story. Um, I don't know what happened. Is someone trying to judge the host from another creator? Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, 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 no. Let's be very clear. Very clear. I don't do subliminal post. I'm talking about Black women in hair. I'm talking about being a new content creator, and is it worth a price of admission? And so this was a topic on another content creator's page. However, is it worth the cost of admission for me to actually address that particular video? Or does it make sense to just counter the video with having the conversation that we're having now? So hopefully, y'all. And so that's where I was going when I stated that the content creator is huge. And so I could put out a video and I could put out, responding to this particular content creator about this particular topic, but is it worth the cost of admission? I'm a new content creator. I do have opinions, but again, because I've seen what social media can do, I've seen the ugliness that can form when you're simply expressing your opinion about a topic that was sparked because you were listening to them, how as a content creator you can be attacked. So again, is it worth the cost of admission, picking and choosing your battles? And so the new content creator part is we truly have to think about, is it worth it? Because I'm one of those people that if I see something wrong, if I hear something wrong, I'm gonna go deal with what's wrong. But can I live that same way on YouTube? And again, it's not about fear. It's just about, is that the battle that I'm led here to fight, if that makes sense. So no, shut up, we're good. BBK lazy is what the other content creator called Black women. Yeah, well, not all Black women who put relaxers in their young children hair. Cocoa Butter said exactly, children are off limit, period. Whether you're talking about a child you know, a child you don't know, a child that you saw on the, like they're off limits. Dracio, yeah, I know about his comment. I was just trying to get clarification from Modest Nation. Oh, there's two sides to the hair story. A lot of women who perm their hair and wear wigs do act as though that defines beauty. You have some women who would never leave their home without a wig on. Something is definitely wrong with that. Oh, Modest Nation, I understand. I think the wigs boost some folks' self-esteem. I do. And Modest Nation says, sorry, I love myself. Wig, natural, ball, perm, etc. Some people actually associate natural kinky hair as bad hair. Right. Now, Modest Nation, I am 100% with you on that. That's me. Baby, I got a wig. Well, I had a wig. I got to get another. Well, I have several wigs, but I gave this one away, and she was purple. And I named them. It's crazy because that was named, but when I wear her, my name is Justice, and my husband loved for me to put Justice on, and I loved going out in Justice. But for some women, it does boost up their self-esteem. But we also don't think about the invisible skin and hair care issues like alopecia. Like, how about the fact that a large percent of the Black population, and let's talk about women, have high blood pressure, and they have to take medicine, and that medicine causes your hair to thin out. There's so many different reasons, and so for someone to say, well, but that's not the color hair that come out of their scalp. Okay, and if that's the thing that makes them feel good about them, what's the problem? Why is it an issue? If it's not what you like and it's not your cup of tea, it's not what you like and it's not your cup of tea. Move on. But why take a platform that's so large that could do so much and use it in a time as sensitive as this to bash Black women for wearing wigs, uh, platinum wigs, blonde wigs? I mean, that's where I'm trying to get. Silky Black says, I'm a dreadhead. I went natural 7 years ago. Shutterbook says, oh, I see some of the comments now. Modest Nation, I get it. LOL, I got girl, you do not have no Kunsa Kinte hair. And if you were a perm, that's fine. But there's no such thing as Kunsa Kinte hair. We just got to find the right products. And before I even go any further, shout out to, and I'm gonna have to put on my community wall because I'm not sure who it was. Modest, I don't know if it was in your chat or if it was I know it was a content creator, and I think I met her in your chat. But shout out to my Jamaican sister, who I don't know the name of, that told me to go and buy some aloe vera juice, some Jamaican castor oil, and God, what is the other thing? In jojoba or jojoba, I don't know. We always say it either way. Oil, and mix it with water in a spray bottle. They told me to initially let it just sit on her hair, but Desi's not gonna let me do a pre-poo or anything like that. Baby, when I say it detangled my baby hair, my God, today that was a life saver. It works. My 24-year-old was in here like, Mama, can I try it? Can I try it on my hair? Let me just try a little bit of it. BBK, no, you do not have you do not have Kunta Kinte hair. We're not gonna talk about that. Modest says my hair is super thick, but I'm not perming it. No, and I don't blame you. I'll never go back to a relaxer, and I'm it's very rare that I say never. I'm one of those that really say don't ever say never, never say never. But not going back to a relaxer. Shutterbug says, Cindy, what mean by white people do what I miss? Oh, she was just talking about braids. But so even braiding my daughter's hair, taking it down, that would be so traumatic for her. So we can do twist, we can do ponytails, but 3-strand braids, no. Hey, Motivate One. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shutterbug. Your hair is not nappy. Okay. Think of, okay, the more you know. Ho, ba. Jojoba. Okay. It's pronounced. Thank you, baby. This Derek C. Williams, late to the party. Never late, never late. Good Hair by Chris Rock should be watched by all Black women. Now, see, there you go, coming in trying to tell us what to do with our hair, Derek. Thank you. Hold on. What Damien say? What's that mix again? Because my hair. Did you say your hair is locking 2 weeks? The BNKY. What is that, Derek? Variety of spice is spice. Speak, Cindy. Don't play. I want my husband. Some days he may get this nice fro. Some days he may get some twists. Some days he may get finger coils. Some days he may get justice. Some days, I mean, yes, variety is nice. Cocoa Butter said, I braided my 7-year-old granddaughter hair yesterday and I was about to cry because her hair's so thick and long. Oh my God. But I got through it. And not only that, but because I was a hairstylist, my license is still active, but I'm not currently practicing. My hands lock up so bad from using Marcel irons, from using shears, from braiding, from sew-ins. Just it's heavy on your hands. I'm sorry, trying to make sure I am not missing anything. I love open-minded people. I do too, Cindy. It's okay. Thank you for joining us, love. Dre said the BBK man, you so crazy. There she is. Sleep well, sugar. Cocoa Butter says, how can I tell what type of hair I have as far as for A, B, C, or etc.? So there was a chart that I don't remember who created it, but like we would have to go into a full topic about it. And I guess we'll do that. That'll be this week's topic. Yeah, that'll be this week's topic. But that there is a chart that was created, especially when becoming natural became acceptable, which is kind of not cool to say, and it's kind of weird because Madam C.J. Walker created the pressing comb, and then we go from the pressing comb to finding ways to straighten our hair that'll last longer. Even now, we still have. You can go to a Latino or Latina, a Hispanic. Hopefully, I said it right. Salon, and you can get a blowout because you're still talking about pretty much the same texture of hair for some. And so there's so much that you can do, but it's all about your curl pattern. So my daughter, like, you have some people who have a curl pattern that's zigzag. You have some people that have a curl pattern that is like a straight coil. You have some people who have like, there's so many different ways the hair actually comes out of the scalp. The other piece to it is you can see it easier on men, but women have them too. If it's in the front, it's called a cowlick. If it's here, they just say swirl, but it's the real name for it. But like, those are places that we need to be intimate with our hair. And when I say intimate with, we need to know that they're there and understand that they're there so that we can do the appropriate styles that we want and get the look that we're going for. It's something as simple as a twist out. Depending on the way the hair comes out of your scalp, your twist out may look better if you go to the left, or it may look better if you twist it going to the right. It just depends on that person and their hair. If you have commentary you'd like to hear from Iseashia, feel free to email her. Yes, please, please, please. Silky Black, my grandson was diagnosed with sensory disorder. Before now, I had never heard of it. So Silky Black, the BBK says, sounds like a good conversation. Feel free to email it, Iseashia. It would be nice to hear. Let me say that I had never heard of it before my daughter was diagnosed with it. But then when I found out what it was, I was like, oh, that explains why I don't like certain textures you don't like. But it's bigger than that. Even children with sensory issues can't be still sometimes because they don't really necessarily feel their place in space, so they need deep pressure. It's a lot that goes with it, so definitely that can be a topic as well, and it will be, I can assure you. um I love what Cindy said, variety is spice of life. Yes, 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 yes. Ho, but thank you so much, Derek, or as I call my brother, Derek. um Damien, it is aloe vera juice, water, jojoba oil, and Jamaican castor oil. No, Jamaican, yeah, Jamaican, was it Jamaican castor oil? Yeah. Um, but honey, like, thank sis, wherever you at in the world, modest, if you remember who it was, please tell me so I can be like, it worked. It really, really worked. Um, Hey, Stardam. Jerry Johnson on YouTube for all your 4C hair care needs. Thank you, Derek. Derek, don't you tell, please. I need to see the photos, Derek. I need to see the photos. I need to see the photos. It's imperative that you let me see the photos. I've never had a Jerry curl. But my grandmother was the hairdresser for the family. Every time my mama pressed my hair, I walked away with a burn. Um, yeah, I don't even know how but I didn't get my relaxer until I was 12, 13. My cousin did it at my mom's house. I didn't even go to the beauty shop for my first one. And after I got it, I was like, ugh, didn't really know how to handle it. Ended up with a burn on my face because some other relaxer got on my face. It was traumatic. In even as a licensed hairstylist, I recommend, and this is how I did it with my clients. Everybody don't do it the same. They say or relax for 4 to 6 weeks. Well, I would try to stretch mine out 8 to 12 weeks. And the reason why is because I'm all for healthy hair. But more importantly, a healthy scalp. Because if your scalp is not healthy, your hair cannot grow. Grandma gave us bangs with the high comb, baby. Didn't she know how to make the high comb make curls? Like, oh, that just brought back memories. I can roll hair with paper bags. And give you some of the finest pin curls. Excuse me, y'all. No Rona. Okay. No Rona. So, yeah, as a new content creator, though, the conclusion that I came to after, like, is it worth the price of admission? Because I see it. I don't agree with the approach. I can't say I don't agree with your opinion. Oh, I can't say I don't agree with your opinion. I definitely don't agree with the approach. And to attack in your mind or his mind, he may think, I'm not attacking Black women. I'm not saying all Black women, but most Black. No, there's so much that comes with being a Black woman in hair that accept what we give or don't accept it, but don't bash us about it. Period. Like, just don't bash us about it. We get enough from everybody else. And then not only that, but how are you any different from the white man or the white woman? And when I say the white man or the white woman, I'm speaking in reference to those that actually sit back and judge us, sit back and profile us, sit back and so if my hair is purple, I'm ghetto. If my hair is pink, I'm ghetto. If my hair is any other color than the color that comes out of my scalp, I'm ghetto. No. Why can't it just be me in free expression? but other races and other children can do it, and they're not classified as ghetto. They're not classified as bad. We got to take some of this stuff off. One of the things that I remember my dad, and I'll never forget, I'm in like 9 years old. Don't cut your hair because a man doesn't want a bald headed woman. I wasn't even old enough to be dating one. And two, that stuck with me for a long time. So when I did cut my hair, it felt so free. And then it gets like my hair, it can get long, but if my hair gets beyond about right here, I'm chopping it off. Because for me, it's baggage. It's baggage that I don't want to carry. And my husband is good with it either way. So with that being said, I can do what I want to do because I am not my hair. I agree with you, Derek. He said the relaxers did a number on Black women, sadly. I agree with you. It did, and we were not informed fully. However, I'm not anti, because you don't know what a person's situation is. You don't know what a person's health issues are. We don't know. We just don't know. So instead of me saying, "Oh, I'm anti-relaxer," don't put a relaxer in your head, da 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 da. No, but as a licensed cosmetologist in the state of Tennessee, check the license if you want. I can say I suggest you do it every 8 to 12 weeks. I suggest before you come in, before the week that you're coming in to get your relaxer, that you put a little leave-in conditioner on your hair every day. So just try to put it in a ponytail or try to wear a twist out, but put some leave-in conditioner on it so we can protect your ends. That's the approach you take. It's a free world. We should be able to do what we want to do with our hair and with our bodies. And I'm not going to go there because that's a whole another topic. And I just got started and I'm a new content creator. So is it worth the price of admission right now? So worth the price of admission. Derek says, Don Imus, I pray that Imus, had a problem with Black women's hair. He ain't amongst us now. And the sad part is my hair in this state in some corporate companies is not considered professional. Derek C. Williams says, you're ghetto. Def Comedy Jam made that phrase in vogue. Exactly. Keep it real. Deep Pimp, don't know who you're talking about, but he sounds like this dude I stopped listening to about 2 years ago. Damien, he is exactly the type of dude that you would have listened to 2 years ago. So we're probably talking about the same person. The Damien that I knew 2 years ago would not only listen. Hey, Florence, go get a Shirley. How are you doing? Modest, are you still here? Florence, was it you that told me about using aloe vera juice on my daughter's hair? YouTube is about be yourself. Preach, 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 preach. Damien, you can text me the name and I'll tell you if you're right or not. But definitely sounds like someone you would have followed 2 years ago. And so again, as a new content creator, is it worth the price of admission? Am I afraid? Come on. Y'all know I'll say what I want to say to who I want to say. If I say it once, I'll say it twice, 3 times a lady. But is it worth it? Or do I just generally talk about the topic, counter what's been put out, hope that my information get out to the same audience that was berated and degraded, in my opinion? I don't know. So when I say, is it worth the cost of admission? That's what I mean. Picking and choosing your battles, because YouTube shouldn't be a battle. Like for me, what did I say? My platform is a safe place for us to have the uncomfortable but necessary conversation. What did you want to do? Oh, I remember whoever I subscribed to, and I believe they were in Modest Chat. Give me 1 second, y'all. I got a cough again. Their hair texture was exactly like my daughter's. So I'm like, what do you do? Because my daughter's hair, I can't get it detangled, da da da. And they told me to go get some aloe vera juice, Jamaican castor oil, jojoba oil, and water, and put it in a spray bottle, and it works. It detangled it like I was shocked. I wish I could have done the other suggestion of putting it on her hair first and just allowing it to sit, but it worked. I was like, whoa, this is this is the biz. So yeah, like thank you to the sister that told me that. I appreciate it because it worked. And the crazy thing is, when I was talking about my grandmother, like my grandmother, when it came to taking care of our hair, we had a real aloe vera plant. All that stuff I forgot about. We had a real aloe vera plant that we would go in, and she would literally say, "Go get me a leaf so I can get ready to make this conditioner for your hair." Mayonnaise, egg, what else did she? The aloe vera plant, mayonnaise, egg, and it will be some type of oil. And then everybody knows the raw oil is what you got your hair pressed with. But to this day, I still use Blue Magic. Folk can say what they want to say, but my grandmama used it till she left here in 2014, and her hair was done at her butt. And so, and she would tell me, come on my scalp, and I had a whole license, and I knew that we weren't supposed to be oiling scalps, but she been oiling scalps all her life, and her hair has grown all her life, so I wasn't taking what I learned. I was oiling scalps. Derek says, proof positive host, natural means better. Natural is always better. I'm not saying it's not better. It doesn't mean that it's always conducive for the environment and or the circumstance that, yeah. And so for everybody it's different, and you just kind of have to figure out what your happy medium is. But I guess for me, in having this conversation, is null and void. Here's my struggle as a new content creator. And when I say, is it worth the cost? For me, it's kind of null and void to have this conversation, and I don't reach the exact same audience that got a bunch of blah. So in order to reach that particular audience, I would need to say the content creator's name. But to say the content creator's name would then probably invoke something that's not even necessary, because we're adults. We should be able to have a conversation. We should be able to say, well, no, that's not the case. What about this? Because life is about seeing things from different perspectives, different lenses, and you just don't know. All different abilities are not visible. You don't know what the struggle is. And when it comes to, again, Black women in their hair, that's a sensitive topic. So that should be the last thing that our kings use against us. And we can dress it up if we want to and say, oh, it's just me trying to help you present your, no. That's no. Because I can assure you, if a woman said to a man with dreads, that doesn't look professional, you're not going to be able to work in a professional environment with those. You need to cut them. That woman will be chopped from side to side, front to back, by both men and women that have dreads. So what makes it okay? That's all I'm saying. What makes it okay? And again, as a new content creator, is it worth the price of admission? Is it worth the price of admission? Because to talk about it here, I can help the people that's on my platform that may have heard it, or um, just to, what's the word, make them aware or provide great information. But does it reach the people that it really needs to reach? My husband said, just tell your truth on your platform and touch those who you can touch. That's his way of saying, baby, this ain't your battle. Leave it alone, because I ain't about that life. That's me translating for him. Don't say his name, because I ain't about that life. And yeah. Derek says, we are more American than African. Your hair, our hair is always an issue. It happens. Um yeah. It- yeah. And the other piece to it is, you're still dealing with people who are just trying to find their identity. And so don't stunt a person's growth with hurtful statements or hurtful words. An opinion can be an opinion, um, but it doesn't have to be degrading, if that makes sense. To say, don't put a relaxer in a child's hair, it's not healthy for them, is one thing. To say black women only put a relaxer in their child's hair because they're lazy, they don't want to take the time it takes to do it, that's another. Like, that's two different things. And so yeah, yeah, that's all I can say. I would love to have the dialogue with him. um Perhaps I will reach out to him via email, um and see where it goes from there. Yeah, and I'd love to have that, a healthy conversation. I don't believe in arguing. I don't believe in let me back up. I don't believe in arguing. I'm not finna overtalk you. And if you have to overtalk me, then we're not having a real conversation. I believe in great dialogue. And I believe in, we can all learn something. Like I've said it before, as long as we have breath in our body, we still have the opportunity to learn. Um, but yeah, I guess as a new content creator, seeing some of the things that I saw this weekend, especially coming from people that look like me, was disheartening. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen with other people or other, I'm just saying as a new content creator, I couldn't have researched this. Um, I knew some things came with the territory, but some of this stuff has been below the belt, gut wrenching, and it's almost terrifying. And again, not for me because I'm an adult, but for the children. Like, what if a child was listening to him say that about a child in a relaxer, and this child thinks my mama lazy? I don't know. um CeeLo says, being teased as a child for having short hair scared me and my sis. But as we got older, we learned to stop listening to family and folks at school. Be you, be strong, be secure with who you are. Absolutely. And what I am learning, what I'm figuring out, one of the things my husband said is about bullies. He said that I believe bullies are people who, and I want to make sure I say it exactly how he said it, that bullies are basically people who have been bullied and couldn't stand up for themselves. And so now they're adults and they bully someone else. I don't believe everybody's intent is to be a bully. I just believe that sometimes a person's passion, because I'm guilty of that, can come across aggressive and strong. Um, but I've never been a fan of bullying. Um, Never. No. Um, I just can't. Um, and I agree with CeeLo. Just be you, be strong, and be secure with who you are. And when you're at that place, there's nothing that someone can truly say um, that will take you down or bring you to from that. Jada said something, which this is a whole nother topic, and I've been really praying about this topic because before it ever came out, with Jada admitting, I didn't want to talk about her in August. I just wanted to talk about August because I I watched his State of the Emergency. It was 5 parts, and I actually a lot of his life resonated with me. It was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, that's what I want to talk about. Um, the person. However, I kind of shied away from it after Jada came forth with her um, confession. But one of the things that he said is, in order for me to heal, I have to reveal. I have to reveal in order to heal. Um, and for some people, that's the route that they have to take to get to where they need to be in life, to find their happiness, to find um, what's going to make them whole. Um, I don't agree with sharing other people's secrets. I said it from Queen Sugar when I said some things, some secrets are just supposed to go with you to the death, to your death, and they're not other people's secrets to tell. I agree with that too. So that's two different sides. And so the thing about being secure in who you are means you don't have to go chasing everybody else to find something to satisfy you. So me being able to have the conversation, me being able to have the dialogue, me being able to type in a response to an open letter to, that's not an issue. The issue is, again, or the question that rises is it worth the cost of admission? Because you have to know when you step out and when you put yourself in one of those platforms or one of those roles that you don't know what the response is going to be, and you don't know what the artillery or arsenals will come your way. And I love what Derek say. I'm just a small person, um, or not even a small person. I'm just a little woman in the comments on YouTube. That's it. But yet it just pierces me to see the amount of people that could have, or that possibly is, affected by the statements that were made yesterday. Um, and I saw it yesterday, so I don't know if the video happened yesterday. I didn't even pay attention to the date, but I just remember thinking, "Whoa, this is not your area," and yeah, this is not cool. Cindy Randall says, "I love this topic." And sometimes, CeeLo, the sad part is family can be the worst when it comes to that, because we have all these different expectations. But I'm here to tell you, um, that DNA plays a huge part in our hair. It just does. D. Pimpson says, you have to truly be a king to treat a woman as a queen. But I guess that's relative these days. Fact. I can tell y'all, trying to see, did he text me? Um, I can tell y'all um, a story, just a brief story about Dre and I. Dre said, I never forget, we were living together. We weren't married. And my daughter was about 14 or 15. And um, I told him I need to move out on my own because my daughter hadn't seen me with anyone but her father and Andre. When I say see me with, as far as dating, I date her father and Andre. And I said, I have to show my daughter how to right or wrong. You know, I'm living with you. We're not married. I don't want her to think this is okay. Um, I got to get this right. So he couldn't fathom it. You know, he's like, I don't understand what's going on. And it got bad. Like I couldn't sleep at night. It was really, I'm tossing and turning. He was like, I got you in this 4.5, and he wasn't lying. We were in a 4-bedroom, wait, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, nice home, pool in the backyard, everything a woman could ask for. He was coming home to me at night. Um, we were living the good life. Income wise, we were super great, no issues. We could travel whenever we wanted to travel, go wherever we wanted to go. Um, but my spirit just wouldn't allow me to continue. And I didn't want my daughter to feel that that was okay. And so I had to, it was imperative that I showed her how to right or wrong. It was imperative that I showed her how to fix a mistake. And I'm not calling my husband a mistake, but moving in with him and we weren't married and I had 2 children, that wasn't appropriate. So for me, I'm not judging anybody else. It wasn't appropriate for me. So um, he was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I treat you like a queen. I mean, you are my queen. And before I knew it, I said, I'm not your queen. I'm your concubine. A queen is married to the king. And you know how you say something and it's a whoa moment for you? Like it came out your mouth and you don't even believe you said it. And you're like, whoa, wait, huh? Like I had to re-say it to myself. Like, I'm not a queen. I'm a concubine. Because the queen is married to the king and we're not married. And I think that that was one of the things that also helped him to be like, I mean, because what comeback could a man give to that? Like, I'm not your queen. That doesn't mean I'm not a queen. I'm not your queen. I'm not married to you. I'm just your concubine. So I agree with you on that, Damien. Derek says W.E.B. Du Bois famously said, "Blacks in America suffer a." Honey, you gonna have to tell me. Is that a 2-oneness in this society? Eggshells. Very said. There's stereotypes and labels all day long. BBK said, "Real talk, DP." Yeah. CeeLo said, "Boom." But yeah, and that was the wake up call even for me. Like, I'm not your queen. We're not married. I'm your concubine. And that only made me want to move faster, not to get away from him because I loved him. Like he was my best friend. I didn't have to be with anybody else. I didn't have to try to see if there was anybody else out there because I'd been married and divorced and you know, he's only the person I'm being with. No, I didn't have to, I didn't need that. It was just I needed to help my daughter. I needed to make sure my daughter understood anytime you get yourself into something that's not suitable for you, it's okay for you to admit it acknowledge it, and get out of it. You don't have to rest in it. You don't have to lay in it. You don't have to waddle in it. You can get out of it. And so, yeah, um, I'm definitely going to pray about, um, we will talk more about hair this week just because of this topic. Um, but I guess I kind of answered my own question. As a new content creator, for me, it's not worth the cost of admission. Not going the route of that I originally thought of, but reaching out directly to him is the cost of admission. And um, so I will do that because I am who I am, and I can't change that part. But as for me and my platform, I'm going to make sure that you're informed about your hair and the decisions that you make about your hair, and that whatever you choose, you are not your hair. Your hair is a part of you, but it doesn't define you. There's nothing more beautiful to me than seeing a woman in a head wrap. I think it's the most gorgeous thing, even though you're going to have some people who think that's trifling too. So you can't please everybody. All I can say is, brothers, and this is me talking to Black men. Your job is to protect us, not judge us, not condemn us, not belittle us or degrade us, uplift us, correct us. That's fine. Correct us, but do it in a loving way. And even in your correction, make sure it's not your opinion. Because if it's just your opinion, then that's not uplifting us. Is there anything that anybody would like to say? And for all new content creators, new and old, truthfully, before you take on a battle, before you take on a fight, ask yourself, is it worth the cost of admission? Is it worth the things that will follow? I've said before, I'll say it again. My platform is a safe place for us to have the uncomfortable but necessary conversations. So we're going to talk about this hair. I've said before on other platforms, and I'm going to say it on mine. Kids are off the table. Kids, if we're not promoting them, if we're not encouraging them to be great, then there's nothing else that needs to be said. Nothing. Judging how someone parents their child is off the table. Because none of us are perfect. And in the words of the great Nene Leakes, I said what I said. Cocoa Butter said, big facts. Oh my God, Damien. We're going to get you married. Head wraps, yes. Cindy Randall said, bless you and thank you. We're going to get Damien married real soon. Let me put the link in the chat. I'm here, open. As long as we can have a respectful conversation, you are welcome to hit this good link. But if you're not going to be respectful, I suggest you think twice before hitting it. And that's me saying it with a smile and positivity and all love. I ain't got no song for this one. I mean, there is a song, but yeah. CeeLo said, boom. Passion, Aisha Memphis. I'm working on it, Derek. I mean, well, I'm not working on it because it is what it is. I'm here. You freed me the day you said it's 31. What did you say? 31 million content creators, and it's YouTube for you to be you. And yeah, and my goal is to uplift, encourage, inspire, motivate, bring awareness, and it just wouldn't be. I am who I am, and so it was just a topic that wouldn't leave me, and so I had to, is it worth the price of admission? Am I do I want to take on what could fall behind it? Um, but I'm going to take a different approach. I will reach out, and my prayer is that my words can um, be heard and be received in a positive light and not a negative light, and not um, judgmentally. But we got to be better to each other, like as humans. Again, Derek said it best: humanity matters. As humans, we have to be better to each other. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be a content creator. I'm only 2 months in. Um, but this weekend was real disappointing. I can't even lie to you. I was just like, I didn't know he could get this raw. I just didn't. Um, yeah, I just didn't. Um, not afraid of it, but I ain't about that life. I'm just not. And so I don't know. We got to do better. But if there's nothing else, I thank you all for joining me tonight. I feel like something, but that's just a shade. The BBK says, feel free to share your voice and opinion. Join Iseashia on the street. Feel free. Like, absolutely feel free. I fully agree with um, Modest Nation's approach. Like, my youngest child, I can't. Even when she's older, on my watch, she won't have a relaxer. Um, we'll go from ponytails to real cute twist outs, but I can't do it. I can't. But that's me. Um, and it's only because I've researched so much about it, um, more so than I was in school. And the other thing is, hair school teaches you how to handle. I'm sorry, when I was in cosmetology school, I don't know how much of the curriculum has changed. Um, but it taught us how to deal with individuals that couldn't move, that were what do they call it? That weren't ambulatory or were ambulatory. I can't remember which one is which. But they didn't teach us how to deal with children who have sensory issues. Maybe they didn't know about sensory issues. They didn't teach us how to deal with children with autism. Like, you'll see videos or um, pictures. I've seen several pictures of barbers literally on the floor cutting kids' hair while they're playing, or in the car seat in the car, and they'll come out to the car to cut the child's hair. There's a place here in Tennessee called Ponytails and no, what is it? Pigtails, Ponytails and Pigtails, or something like that. But they they don't do, I won't say don't do, but a child with autism, yes, but they may not always have a child, someone to do the hair of a Black child with autism. And I'm a mom of a child, of a Black little girl with autism. And I'm also a licensed cosmetologist. And I'm still trying to figure it out. And she's 8 years old. Was in a class for it. Mr. Act Now or Never, Mr. Anon, I pray I'm saying that right, said, what it do, fam? What's up, love? How are you? Thank you for coming into the chat. I appreciate you. The link is in the chat if anybody wants to come up and have a conversation. I'm gonna leave it for about 60 more minutes. But yeah, as a new content creator, 2 months in, I've seen some things, and to address it, is it worth the cost of admission? And I say for me, as I'm continuing to grow, that it is not. Not the way that I was gonna do it, because I'm pretty open, pretty honest, pretty let's talk about it. But that would probably wouldn't be the appropriate approach right here. And also I believe in what's the word? Giving respect where respect is due. I believe in hierarchy. And what I mean by that is I believe in respecting those who paved the way for me. And perhaps this, you know, ingrained in me because I am part of a sorority, but I don't know. I felt that way even before being a part of a sorority. I believe in acknowledging those who have gone before me and created a path for me. I'm sorry, baby, 60 seconds that have created a path for me. And so out of respect, I try to do things decent in order and not just go the, I guess, all out way. Some people may call it weak. Some people may call it what's the word? Backdooring it, or I don't care. I just believe in respect, and I believe that that creates respect, hierarchy. I'm dry today as CeeLo. Go on up so I can hear and enjoy you, fam. CeeLo, the BBK, we enjoy hearing you talk and share. She said I'm dry today. Yeah, it's all good. Like, I've kind of said what I wanted to say. And especially from a new content creator's standpoint, and because I am so vocal and so passionate, and if I can talk to the Senate and the legislative floor and the president, I have no issue with talking about something that has transpired on YouTube. It's just, is it worth the cost of admission? Because at the end of the day, I still want to uplift the brother. I still want to encourage the brother. I still want to inspire the brother in all others. So I'll pray about the approach. But in the meantime, in between time, as Dre said it, I will inform those who are on my platform and pray that, just like I've said before, it can be a kindle or a amber or a spark that will spread like wildfire, and it can counteract what was said regarding Black women and their hair. Hey, Miss Sheila, how are you? It's okay. Thank you for even coming. I appreciate you more than you know. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Silo said we need the brother's name. Well, you can call me, Silo. You got my number. You can hit me up. Is the host trying to? No, she's not. Not at all. She's about to get off right now. I will see you guys tomorrow for Motivational Monday. And then I may have a surprise for you guys tomorrow evening. I don't know for sure. It will be a good surprise. If I do come through with it. Still working, waiting to hear back, but I may have a surprise for y'all tomorrow. So until Motivational Monday, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night tonight. Prepare for your day tomorrow, as we embark upon, or we're starting this new week. I pray that you have lots of joy peace, love, and blessings sent your way. Thank you all again for taking your time with me. I realize that your time is valuable, and you don't have to do it. And so for that, I say thank you. To God be the glory. Thank you, Cocoa Butter, for coming in. Good night. I appreciate everybody that came in tonight. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all for helping me sort through that. And to any new content creator, all I can tell you is if there's a topic out here, it's trending, hot topic, not a hot topic, somebody that has literally paved the way for us to be where we are, think about it before you respond, one, and if it's worth the cost of admission. And if it's worth the cost of admission, baby, go all in. If it's not, then figure out a different way to get done what you need to get done. With that being said, I love you all. Have an amazing night. Sending lots of love, joy, peace, blessings your way. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.